Yes, ma'am. Oh my goodness, Margaret Locklear. I love this woman. She is phenomenal.
Thank you.
Yes, as a woman, she is the epitome of that poem. Phenomenal.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, indeed. Okay, I'm going to do my best not to talk
Yeah,
too
tell
much
us
about you. Not to mention
about you.
Okay, I learned from my elders, although we're almost the same age. I learned from my elders because I'm awfully shy, believe it or not. So thank you, Margaret. Yes, I'd like to talk a little about the play that I co-wrote and will be co-directing. The play is called Gospel with Audacity, The Revival. Gospel with Audacity, The Revival.
Okay.
It will be showcasing, it starts this Friday, September the 19th, and it will close on October the 5th. I'm excited, we're excited
I'm
about
excited
it.
for you. Where is it going to be?
It's going to be at the Arena Players. It's going to be at our home revival. The revival, the word revival sometimes means, we have to, kind of like if you were a battery, we need to be recharged. Like our cell phones, we need to be recharged. So the revival is kind of like, yes, let's revive some of those old spirits, or some of those spirits that were kind of on the brink of running down or had been run down. What had happened was that the Arena Players, as you may know, we open season 7. Well, it's a tradition. We open our season with a musical, and we close with a musical. We weren't sure that we were going to be located at the Arena Players at 801 McCullough Street. We're in the process of renovation, and in the paperwork, it's a whole lot of paperwork. So we wrote, Donald Owens, the artistic director, and I, put it to me. We wrote a play called Gospel with Audacity. And gospel plainly means the word. The word of God, however you want to put it, the gospel with audacity. And audacity basically means that in spite of all our faults, sins, shortcomings, what have you, we can still come to God and say, Lord, here I am, work with me. We did that in June for the closing of season 71. And it was so well received, people kept saying, when are you going to do it again? You're going to do it again. So Donald said, you know what? Let's do a sequel. And that's what we did. Oh, okay. It's called, the play is called Gospel with Audacity, The Revival. And during the first play, we actually talked about a revival. So this is the revival that we were talking about in the first play. And so, again, it opens Friday the 19th at 8 p.m. We have 2 shows on Saturday, 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. And on Sunday, we have a show at 4 p.m., our 4 p.m. matinee. And as always, we always tell our performers, you have to be there 90 minutes ahead of time. So that means get there at 2:30. So I might miss some other people's performance and presentations. But nevertheless, because it takes some time, to get into your space and your place and your creativity. And sometimes performers don't do that anyway. But nevertheless,
we won't talk about that.
No, we won't talk about that. But we're happy because this play, I think, is in as Miss Loretto, you know that lady?
Loretto Gubernati, she's amazing.
Amazing.
I'm serious. The things that she has been doing for decades.
Yes.
And I love working with her.
Yes.
What else can I say about her?
We love working with her, but you know how she has a way of managing to pull things out of you? She works and she makes you work. Well, in our artistic direction, we had an idea of the performance performers from the first play. It's a musical. It's a lot of gospel singing, and it's a funny storyline. Yeah, it's church
Without
people.
being a spoiler, can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, the first play was about the revival. This play is the revival.
Okay.
But nevertheless, we have regular church people. We all know church people. But we laugh about some church people, and some of us go, oh Lord, that person goes to church. Or the other expression, they need to go to church.
Okay.
So this play, as I mentioned, it's kind of like a recharger. We're going to have some awesome gospel singers, or we have some awesome singers who are going to sing gospel. Some that you probably already know. For instance, Tampa Giles, he graced the Arena Players a couple of seasons. He's performed as James Cleveland when we did a presentation for him.
Amazing, and he did
Luther. Yes,
oh,
he has.
he's coming back.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, yes, you gotta go. You got to go.
Praise the Lord.
Oh, he's amazing. I met him. I saw him outside of Arena Players.
Praise
and
the
he's a phenomenal artist,
Yes.
vocalist,
Yes.
and characterization.
Characterization.
Oh my goodness,
He
he was big Luther though. And well, I loved him. That's when we loved him more.
Yes.
And then as James Cleveland, he let the house out. We was at church.
Yes.
So yes, you need to go down to Arena Players and see this.
Yes.
Please.
So he's one of many. We have. You remember Vanessa Stewart Bunker?
Oh yes.
She's an opera singer.
Yes.
So in this particular piece, we try as best as we can to put a bunch of genres together as far as or stylists. That's what you say, stylists. Vanessa Stewart Bunker, she's an opera singer, classically trained. She's sung around the world.
Yeah, I was gonna say she just got back a few years ago.
Yes.
Traveling.
And you would not know her age when you find out that she's a trainer, a physical ed
She's
trainer.
my age.
Yes. And
But she looks like she's what, 50?
Yes, in her middle 50s. Middle 50s, yes.
So yeah, you got to go down there. And of course, we need to continue to support the Arena Players as well, because it's the oldest
And continuously operating.
So welcome back. We're here with Androh, and he's talking about his upcoming play. But beyond that, I understand that you did a documentary on the
Baltimore Museum of Industry.
and one in Bronze Telly, the
Yes.
Gubernadas.
Yes, we sure
Awesome.
did.
Awesome.
That
Tell
was
us about
awesome.
it.
That was awesome. The Baltimore Museum of Industry is a phenomenal place. It has history about Baltimore that, generally speaking, Baltimoreans have very little idea of just how important Baltimore, the city of Baltimore, is to the United States.
Yeah.
Come on now.
You know, when I think about it, that's where I met you the first time.
Yes, ma'am.
You were demonstrating.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yes, that was.
We're gonna take a clip of that.
And a wonderful time to see all of the various industries that were very popular and made popular here in the United States, but started right here in Baltimore. Let's begin our tour. our transportation gallery. You will see many vehicles that were created and were used anywhere between 1908 to 1980. Behind me is one of the old vehicles that are here. As you may see, it's the oil carrier. Funny thing about the American Oil Company is, even though it's gasoline for automobiles or the horseless carriage, as you may see, it got around the city by horses. Fascinating. The cost of the horse added to the price back then, and as we know today, the prices keep on rising. Here we are with Jacob Fusel's carriage. Jacob Fusel is acclaimed to be the father of the ice cream industry. He used to be a dairyman. After carrying the milk around for so long, one of the interesting things happened was the milk would sour or the milk would change. Eventually, in 1851, he started the ice cream industry. He would use a carriage pretty much like this. They used to carry salt and ice to various places. He opened up several businesses, one in Boston and another one in another area in New England. But he is, we'd like to say here in Baltimore, one of Baltimore's own. Speaking of ice, another homegrown industry here in Baltimore is the SK industry, or I should say SK Meat Products. As you can see behind me, this huge truck from the early 1920s. It is huge because it's made of wood, but it also is huge because it had to carry the dry ice to keep the meat fresh for its various deliveries. SK is a combination of two gentlemen's names. One is William Schlutelberg, and the other man's name was Thomas Kirtle. They took the S from Schlutelberg, the K from Kirtle. They put them together, SK, and it is spelled out phonetically, ESSKAY. Speaking of Ma Bell, oh, I got a call. Oh, not really, CMP. Anyway, this is a CMP truck from the early 1920s, between 1920 and 1930. It was retired, but believe it or not, Chesapeake and Ohio's company colors were gray. It was later on painted green. It only carried one person, the operator, who had all of the necessary equipment to repair personal phones, the telephone lines, and what have you. The Chesapeake and Ohio pickup truck is a Model A from Mr. Henry Ford.
Wow, that was great, Aaron. You're an amazing person.
Thank you, Barbara.
Yeah, well, you know, right now we need to take a break, so.
Is that they were the first company that put the chairs and tables on the outside of the company or outside of the store so that we could have what's called the cafe look. Well, they did it many, many years ago. Hendler's Ice Cream has changed hands. They were bought by the Borden's Company, the company that has the emblem using the cow. But Hendler's was a pretty good company in its day, very innovative and very creative. While we're in this room, you'll also notice several pictures that deal with the meat industry. Two men, one name was William Schlutelberg, another man's name was Thomas Kirtle. They started a meat industry or meat company well over 100 years ago. When I mentioned Southwest Baltimore, on Washington Street or Washington Boulevard, there was many times farmers would run their pigs and cows down the street to the slaughterhouses. Sometimes slaughterhouses were right off of the riverbanks. Yes, I'm talking about Pigtown. Those pigs would run down the street. And then when they got to the slaughterhouses, they would be cut into the various parts and cuts and what have you. Several of the machines that you'll also notice here are, for instance, the gas-powered saw. Obviously, they use that to cut through the bones of the pigs and the cows. Then we have, well, as I was talking a little bit about William Schlutelberg and Thomas Kirtle, they were part of the sausage business. They made the wonderful Italian or the sweet or the hot, spicy stuff. Well, some of the equipment that's here was used in making those sausages spicy or sweet and what have you. So that's what they use the equipment for in here. And then we even have a meat slicer when you had large portions of meat. And when we went to the delicatessen, we wanted to get maybe a quarter pound or a pound of turkey, or we wanted a quarter pound of bologna. Well, those machines, some of those machines were used to cut the meat. The flooring, you asked about the flooring. Well, this building was initially erected in the 1860s. There was a fire here, and then in 1871 it was reconstructed. This floor, most of this floor, has been around since then. Floors is part of Mr. Platt's building from the 1870s. Sandy Platt, his nickname was the initial founder and creator of this building, which is part of the Baltimore Museum of Industry. The flooring is original. It's pretty wide, the planks, and it is rumored Mr. Platt, if you lost your token or dropped your token and it fell through the cracks, he had the key to the basement, and you would not get your token back at the end of the day or the week. So hold on tight to your money. Domino Sugar. Well, Domino Sugar is one of the big companies here in Baltimore City. In fact, it is one of the few companies that is still here on the harbor. Domino Sugar Factory was started in the 1920s in its present location, and now it has grown into world famous. They have a wonderful way of packaging the sugar. The Domino Sugar Factory sign is a landmark here in Baltimore. And in fact, if you want to know a little known information about it, the Domino Sugar Factory, that lighting, the neon sign, is approximately one basketball size court big. Imagine that.
Great job, Aaron. Now we're going to go ahead and take you to our working machine shop, where you get to see where a working blacksmith works and what an old 19th century lathe looks like.
Well, why don't you follow me into the blacksmith shop and the machine shop, another interesting place here at the Museum of Industry. The first thing you'll see in our blacksmith shop is the forge. You'll also notice there's various pieces of equipment. Don't be fooled. Some of it is metal and the other part of it is wood. We use the wood for imaging and as shape makers or formats. We have an actual forge that works. We have a gentleman that comes in maybe once a month, and he'll do some reenacting of different metal pieces. Baltimore was pretty big in having blacksmith shops because we had horses prior to the horseless carriage. We also needed forges in order to make some of the metal pieces for a lot of the factories and factory equipment. And then we also have horses here. Believe it or not, Baltimore is one of the few places that they make horseshoes for the racehorses. And then further over, we have our machine shop. As the machines started taking over the operations of what humans do, we have lots of machines, and a few of them are even from the 1870s. Those machines are called lathes, Lathes, lathe machines. Those leather belts are attached to a shaft that runs along the length of part of the building, and when it is turned on, we can run several lathe machines all in one spot. It is pretty much like some real machine shops some people have in their...
Yes, and I understand that you got your diploma last year.
Well,
From Coppin, I was there.
yes.
I was there.
Yes.
Theater.
I got my bachelor's degree from Coppin in urban arts management.
Okay.
Yes. Several things happened, and I know they happened to you too, but we won't talk about that on the air. But in the meantime, I will still put in the plug that folks do need to come down and see you and all of your friends, Try 55. However, I want y'all to come and see me. Well, it's not me. It's the folks. It's the artists. It's the musicians, the soloists. At the Arena Players, it's 801 McCullough Street, right on the corner of Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. And if you don't know the number, get ready, get your pencils and paper. 410-728-6500. I'll say that again. 410-728-6500. Friday, it opens on the 19th of September, and we close on October the 5th. So you have several times to get there. Saturdays, we have a matinee at 3 o'clock, so some of those folks who are tender age, that's not you, because I know we like to hang out. We have a matinee on Saturday at 3, and we have a matinee on Sunday at 4.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so Aaron, what else do you have in plan after the play?
You know,
I know you're always working on something.
yes, like you, the people, it's important to hang around people that gravitate to you and you gravitate to. Well, be careful. But all people who are artists are all people who are, and some people don't realize that they're really artistic, but they just don't realize, hey, that's what God wants me to do, or that's what the higher power wants you to do. As a singer, whether it's gospel or that other music, the other blues, yes, I do like secular music. Get with those folks. For younger people, don't let go of your dream, if you have a dream, and then find out about your dream. I know in college, there's a test that always that has a way of finding out what do you have a leaning towards. Find out what your leaning is and go with it.
All right, we're going to take a sip of this.
Nurture.
Exactly.
Nurture.
And we nurture each other because some of the women that I met, they were shy, they were insecure, and like you said, people were telling them they had art, but people tell, oh, you can't do nothing with that, go get a job, that kind of thing. And so these women have come out and said, I'm expressing myself, and
that's what you have to do.
Exactly.
Express yourself.
And I love them for that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We need to share love, and this is a proper time in this era that we need to go back to our roots.
Absolutely.
Some of us call it homecoming, some of us call it family reunion. At churches we have a whole bunch of different names, but realistically speaking, it's come back. Come back.
Yeah, come back to the village.
Give to those. Amen.
Come back to the village. We will nurture you, we'll care for you. We see the way society is going right now, and we need to, like I said, Miss B down the street will watch the baby before you ride, go get a job.
Yes.
So we need to get back to that.
And we say,
And our children, my pain is when I see my babies walking the street. I have a 2-year-old curse me out. I'm trying to understand that and at the same time embrace it because they need help. They're in pain.
yes.
And you have 3-year-olds who are depressed. What is that?
And they don't realize it.
Yeah, so we need to show them
Yes.
how
Show
much
them
that
some love.
we still love them.
Show them some love. Call them back.
But
Bring
people
them back.
tell them that we die.
Mhm.
So that's my call. That's how I feel about life and stuff. So
Yeah. In our world, we say art imitates life and life imitates art. So we need to put out as much positive art as possible so people know, come back, come back. This is where you were, or this is where this may be where you came from, but realistically speaking, you're not in the dirt.
right.
You're not in the dirt.
And now you're there with the indoctrination. Let's get rid of the we shall overcome stuff and kumbaya. That's not the real world. So we're here with Androh. It's been a wonderful show. Thank you very much for coming. And thank you for listening. Come back and see us again.
Just come from the fountain, I'm just from the fountain, Lord, I just come from the fountain, His name's so sweet. Oh, Lord, I just come from the fountain, I'm just from the fountain, Lord, I just come from the fountain, His name's so sweet. Sinner, do you love Jesus? Yes, yes, I do love my Jesus. Sinner, do you love Jesus?